want to keep playing it. It's so good. Okay. So I recently picked up this Moog Matriarch, which I absolutely love, but one of the things that it can't really do that well is create pads. That's not really what it's meant to do. It's a Moog. It's kind of got your basses and your leads and sort of a couple note at a time sort of sequences and stuff like that. But I just love the sound of the oscillators so much, and I was curious as to what that would sound like if you multiply it a bunch and play it in a pad. So what I want to try and do is record a bunch of raw waveforms and some movements of me subtly adjusting parameters over time on the Matriarch, and then take that audio and we'll sample it and turn it into a pad and kind of see what sort of results we get, see how playable it is. Maybe we'll kind of get some sort of evolving textures over time. That's kind of what I'm imagining in my head, but we'll see what happens. So, record. So I'm just gonna start with one oscillator, and let's pick a saw. I'm gonna leave the filter wide open. Okay, not terribly exciting. Now let's bring in some other oscillators. Okay, that's C, D, A, E. So now I'm just going to pitch all the oscillators down an octave so we can keep going down. Let's go to a B. F sharp. Let's go to a C sharp. Oof, that low one. Yeah, those are meaty guys. So now we got this big chunk of notes, and I'm just gonna kind of clean it up and label everything just so that I can kind of know what's going on. I could go through and just cut all these up by hand, but there is a handy shortcut. If you hit, in Logic, Control X, and you can strip silence or remove silence, where it will automatically just take out anything that is silence, and you have some control over, you know, the margin it gives. So I'm just going to do that so that I have my regions here, and then I'll just go through and label these. I started on C and then just went down in fourths, I believe. C3, G2, D2, A1, B0, F sharp, 0, and C sharp, 0. All right, so Logic makes it really easy to kind of do this sort of thing, at least to get started. You can just take all of your regions and just drag them over here. We can drop them into an optimized map where it'll basically just take all that note information, it'll take the length of the sample into account, and it will automatically stretch them and make a pad. So already, just right out the gate by doing that, we should have something playable. Yeah, cool. I'm not a huge fan of how hard I'm playing, affecting the volume that much. So I'm just going to turn that down. Man, holding it down and having all that stuff kind of come in and out as I was moving volumes of stuff in and out is really cool. Cool, that's sounding pretty good. So one of the things I want to do now is just add a filter so I can control dynamically whether I open up or close in. I'm not able to use the Moog's filter, unfortunately, because that's a hardware thing and I can't sample that, but we can add our own filter and kind of, you know, get close. So what I'm going to do is just turn on a filter, and in the mod matrix here, I'm going to have a source be my mod wheel. Oh yeah, let me turn all this stuff off. I'm gonna have the source be my mod wheel. I'm gonna send it to the cutoff, and then I have an amount here. The amount, I'll want this cutoff knob to be the lowest point that I would want the filter to go. And then the amount is the highest point that I would want the filter to go. So just to make this easy, we can do all the way down and all the way up. So mod wheel down is filter completely closed, and up is filter completely open. Cool. So I kind of just want to soften the edges a little bit so it doesn't click on and click off. You know, that will just be our amplitude envelope. Just barely anything, 30 milliseconds here. Same thing on the release, just to cushion it. It's turning out a lot better than I thought it would. Just throw on some basic effects and I think we'll call it a day. I mean, no pad is really a pad until it's got a ton of reverb on it, so let's go supermassive, good old supermassive. That's pretty cool. I mean, that did not take much time at all, and that is a incredibly usable patch. Like, I just want to keep playing it. It's so good. Okay. If you want to download this patch, I'll put it in the description and you can download the EXS file and all the samples that go with it and all that stuff, and try and make it as easy as an install process for you as possible if you want to play with a Matriarch kind of for yourself. If you want to know more about producing music in Logic Pro specifically, I have a course that is all about sound design and building synths and that sort of thing. I'll put a link to that in the description. You can check it out if you want. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe. I'll try and do some more stuff soon. But thanks for hanging out. See you guys.